I'm Brett Allen, live and local here at the Cochise County Republican headquarters. I stopped by the Democratic headquarters for Cochise County just literally down the street a little bit ago. They have already closed up shop tonight. I wanted to get out and just kind of try to see if I could find somebody to talk about the sentiment of the election this year. It's an historic election, and I stopped by, again, here at the Republican headquarters, and there are folks here. I ran across Frank Anatori. He is one of 4 candidates running for District 3 County Supervisor here in Sierra Vista in Cochise County. You're from Sierra Vista, is that right?
No, I live out near Dragoon.
In
Cochise, okay. Technically. The town of Cochise.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
Yes. Yep.
All right, great. Well, thank you for taking the time, Frank,
Sure,
to talk to me. And so tell me, what is the sentiment here at the headquarters right now about the election in general?
Well, it's kind of a mixed bag. Nationally, clearly, we see right now Trump is on the verge of, he's just 3 electoral votes short of sewing it up, which looks like it'll happen once Alaska comes in. So it looks like President Trump will have a second term.
And he'll be back.
It looks like the Senate is probably going to end up with 53 seats for the Republicans in the Senate.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So that's good. We're touch and go in the House, though. It's still a long night to go, and of course we've got 2 races here in Arizona.
Yes.
Siskamani's race and Schweikert's race right now that are close. So it's going to be a while to see where those 2 races are. Statewide, again, it's a mixed bag. The Prop 139 looks like it's going to pass. That's the abortion initiative.
Really?
Yep. Prop 140, which was the ranked choice voting jungle primary ballot measure, looks like it's going to fail, which was good news. I'm sure the Democrats are probably happy about that as well, because it was bad for both parties.
Really? Okay.
So that looks like it's going to go. The Senate and the House are still up for grabs in Arizona. I don't see how that's going to go, but at the county level, it looks like it's been a very good night for Republicans in Cochise County as well. We're winning all 3 Board of Supervisors races right now with about 15% of the vote in the county. We're just getting started. We had a delay, I'm sure, as you told your listeners earlier. We had a bomb threat, so the county's a little bit behind because of that. But hopefully
that delayed things by an hour and a half.
About an hour and a half, yeah. So hopefully that'll pick up a little bit more here, and we'll get maybe one more ballot drop results tonight. And then the rest of it will continue, I'm sure, tomorrow. The elections department will continue to count the votes tomorrow. But so far, so good with the fraction that's come in so far. And it's trending favorably for Republicans, too. So there's been 2 data downloads to the website, and both of those have increased the Republican margins in all the races.
Well, and what I've been observing as well across the nation, there seems to be a wave of red, hitting the country. If we see what is trending right now continue on, Frank, do you think this is a mandate, not just a vote that's going in favor of Republicans, but do you think it's a mandate from the American people?
Clearly, there is a chord that has been struck within the American people that President Trump has basically tapped into. There's no doubt. Vice President Harris clearly could not find that message or that chord. If Trump gets more than 300 electoral votes, I think there'll be a clear mandate. If he gets more than 300, which he's on track to come pretty close to and possibly surpass. So getting that, and plus winning the popular vote, that to me would be a mandate for the president. The fact that we have such a pickup now in the Senate, where we could have 53 seats, it looks like, maybe one more if we get lucky. That's going to be a mandate with both the president and the Senate in Republican control. A lot of appointments, as you're aware, Supreme Court justices included, will occur over the next 4 years. Of course, Justice Thomas is getting up there. He may be retiring here soon. So Trump will be able to appoint another judge, at least one, in all likelihood, maybe 2. And then the House race, again, if it goes well and the Republicans control both the legislative branch and the executive branch, it's going to be an interesting 2 years at least until the next congressional elections in 2026. So we'll see what we can get done. We have 2 years to get it done. We got to secure this border. We got to get this economy back on track. We got to get our energy dependence back to our own domestic supply, where we don't have to rely on foreign energy. And I think the economy will take off when that happens. And Trump did it once before, and we're pretty confident he could do it again.
Well, Frank, it certainly is a lot of work that needs to be done. I think if the Republican Party does indeed get in and take control of the House and the Senate and the presidency, hopefully they will act upon what they have promised and deliver, because I think that's what the American people want to see is results. Just like you said, get the economy back on track.
People want to work, they want to take care of their family, and they want to have some money in their pocket.
Right.
You know, and that's really what this is all about. And we haven't seen that in the last 4 years. You know, and it's the economy has been sort of on a roller coaster. The stock market's kind of doing well, but that's only helping a certain level of people within the economy. But the rank and file voter has not benefited much from that. They just want to, you know, work and then keep some money. You know, they're putting it all into the inflation. You know, their paychecks are not going as far as they used to.
Well, let's face it, prices are up on just about everything. Natural gas, everyone's turning on. If you have natural gas furnace, you're probably going to be paying 4 times more.
It's a little chilly tonight,
than what you did, and I think that is affecting people in a very major way. And so we're seeing a turnout in response to that, and security. Absolutely, people want to know that we have safe borders in a day and age when we have a lot of crazy things going on around the world,
and we got a lot of threats internationally, you know, from Iran and China, and we've seen a lot of what we call OTAs, other than Mexicans crossing the border. A lot of Chinese, a lot of Iranian, Middle Eastern folks that we don't know who they are. They're not being vetted, and they're released into the interior of the country. That's got to stop. You know, for the sake of the country, and of course, we've seen a lot of the tragedy with. Families suffering from people being murdered by people that are felons from other countries getting into the U.S. So putting a stop to that, I think the president has made it clear that he's going to make that a priority. But getting us back to producing energy domestically, when that was happening, our GDP was going like gangbusters in this country. But I'll tell you, when I get a chance to talk to Congressman Siscomani, one of the first things I'm going to tell them is we got to cut spending. We got to get rid of this deficit, and we got to get this budget going in the opposite direction, getting closer to a balanced budget, because it is unsustainable. We can't keep printing money in this country, and we can't get the economy on track unless we stop spending.
Right. So. And I think, too, there needs to be some protections put in place with social media in terms of censoring free speech. We have seen that happen in the past 4 years. That's a big issue with me personally. You know, here in America, we've never seen free speech censored until 2020 came along, and that's a big issue. And so hopefully the Republicans, if they take power, they will put something in place that is measurable, that can be demonstrated to serve the purpose of freedom in a very powerful and strong way. And whether that means prosecuting people that have misled the public in terms of, like with COVID, there was a lot of untruth.
Sure.
There was a lot of truth that was suppressed during that time as well. And so who's responsible for that? It'd be nice to find out who that is and hold them accountable.
Well, I'm sure Rand Paul is looking forward to becoming chairman. He was, of course, the ranking member of that Senate committee that was interviewing Mr. Fauci, Dr. Fauci. So he will become the chairman with the Republican majority now, so I'm sure Mr. Fauci will be getting some subpoenas here probably from Rand Paul, and he may have to answer a lot of those questions, so we'll see. Yeah.
That'll be good.
Yeah, when it comes to free speech, just to add, what occurred and what I saw was the first step was they established this hate speech mantra, right? So what they did is they say, oh, this is hate speech, this is hurtful speech. And they said, we got to control that because we don't want to hurt people. But, you know, the founding fathers of this country understood that sometimes speech is hurtful, right? And the way you deal with that is through the public outcry and the public response to that speech, not from the government coming in and saying what you can or can't say. You let the free market of ideas control the way speech is controlled. If you say something, if me and you're on this interview tonight and I say something stupid, then I expect people to respond to that and sort of let me know that I said something stupid, but I don't expect the state of Arizona or the Attorney General to come down here and arrest me because I said something hurtful. That's the difference.
And the public debate of ideas, you're exactly right, is let them stand on their own, let them be proven true or false. And the only way you can do that is to have open discussion, meaningful discussion, not shut one person, one idea down over the other. It doesn't work that way, not in free America. No. So, Frank, now turning to the county, if you win as a supervisor, what kind of work do you have ahead of you?
Well, I mean, I got a lot of course, I spent 4 years in the legislature, and I was part of the budget committee there. I am an advocate for the taxpayers. I mean, I believe the taxpayer should always come first. For that reason, I think we need to do a cursory review of the county budget to make sure that it is being, the money, the tax dollars is being spent efficiently. It may be, or it may not be, but we need to find that out. We haven't done a really good cursory review of the county budget in quite a while, at least from the research that I've done. And we need to look at every agency. I've got some ideas. I'd like to see us sell a lot of the excess property that we have on the books, especially those that are delinquent in property taxes that are just sitting out there not collecting taxes. I think we should try. I'll work with the treasurer, Ms. Trawick, to make sure we could try to sell as many of those, because even though they haven't been paying their taxes, those properties are sitting there. If we sell them for $1, the guy that buys that now has to pay the assessed value that the assessor creates, and it'll bring the revenue into the county that we don't have to go raise taxes for. It spreads the tax burden. So I'd like to see doing some things like that. And I find other efficiencies. And, I've heard from a lot of constituents, they really want us to start focusing on fixing roads, county roads, especially out in my neck of the woods out there towards Wilcox and Pierce and Sunsites out there. Those roads are in some bad shape. They'd like to see some resources put towards fixing those roads. And of course, we have the challenge now with the water out there in the Sulphur Springs Valley, with the governor and ADWR declaring it as a potential AMA, active management area. So there'll be debate for the next 6 months over that and what the solution is to deal with the water crisis out there. So those are the big things facing the board. And we got a jail to build. The voters deserve a top-notch jail, along with the deputies that are going to work there. It needs to be safe for them, safe for the inmates, and it's got to be a value to the taxpayers. We're not going to build a Taj Mahal, but we're not going to build something that's inadequate either. So we'll make sure that it's adequate.
All right. Well, Frank, thank you very much, sir, for taking your time to
Sure.
speak with me. Congratulations on your lead.
Well, we'll see. We can hold it on. It's early, though. It's real early. We got a lot of votes to go. It's like less than 20% of the county is being counted right now.
Counted
So
right now.
80% of the people are still not spoken for. So it's going to be, the next couple days will be probably a nail biter.
Well, and be sure to stay tuned. We'll try to keep you updated on results as they come in throughout the next few days, or however long it takes to get the final results on this election. And again, that's all for me, Brett Allen, live and local here on Cool FM, down at the Republican headquarters here for Cochise County on Fry Boulevard in Sierra Vista. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you joining us. Have a great night, everybody.